Hey guys, and welcome to another YouTube video. In today's video we are talking about kitchen equipment because I got some questions on YouTube, actually from you guys in the comments, and someone asked if I could make a video or if I could explain what kind of equipment I use for my raw vegan diet. And maybe it's a little bit disappointing for you because I don't use much, so you don't need crazy stuff if you are starting with a raw vegan diet, or if you want to do it successfully, you really don't need much. Honestly, you need a knife and a cutting board maybe, and that's it. But this would be too boring for this video, so I will show you what I use, and then you can decide what you want to use and what not. And let me tell you right from the start, I am all about the simplicity in this lifestyle, so I don't like complicated stuff. I don't like to spend hours and hours in the kitchen and preparing things and dehydrating things, and I don't know. There are people out there, they say you need a vacuum blender or you need this dehydrator with 9 sheets or whatever you need, a freeze dryer. There are so many different things which you actually don't need. So let's go straight into it. What do I use? I have my Vitamix, first and famous. This is my absolute favorite tool in the kitchen. I use it every single day, and I use it in the morning for my juices. So I make juice in the evening, the night before, then I fill it into bottles and then I just freeze it overnight, and in the morning I just let it thaw a little bit during my yoga session, and then I actually blend it again, so the frozen juice, in my Vitamix, and then it's like a sorbet, or yeah, just like sometimes like an ice cream. It turns out really creamy and so good. Yeah, that's the first thing I am using my Vitamix for. Then I use my Vitamix almost every day for dressings, for my lunch salad. I like to use it for smoothies. Sometimes I'm not a big smoothie person at all, honestly. In the beginning of my raw vegan diet, raw vegan journey, I had more smoothies. I consumed a lot more smoothies, yes. But honestly, lately I don't enjoy them so much anymore, so I prefer to eat the whole fruit. It's much tastier for me than putting together crazy combinations. So simplicity is key for me, and I feel my best if I eat simple food. So yeah, then I use it for dips and maybe sometimes raw vegan energy balls, or these raw vegan bars you can make. So for example, I put in some dates with some coconut flour and mix this, and this is already a nice dessert. So if you form little balls out of it, or if I use fats, I can use maybe dried figs and walnuts. That's a nice combination as well, and then you can just form bars or little balls, and then you have a nice raw vegan dessert. So I think that's it. What else? Oh, and I am trying my celery pulp from juicing, and then I use the Vitamix to grind it and to make celery salt. I use it as a seasoning on my salads. And yes, I think that's it for the Vitamix. And yeah, literally I use it every day. It's nice, but you don't need it. You can make dressings without using a Vitamix. So of course it's a little bit difficult if you have dressings with nuts, yes, or really hard vegetables like carrots in your dressing. Then you maybe really want to have a good blender, but again, you don't need it. You can make dressings with nut butters and maple syrup and lemon juice, or just lemon juice and some spices, and you can just whisk it together, and you don't need a blender. But I prefer to use the Vitamix for dressings for sure. And then my second tool I highly recommend, is a juicer. And you don't need a juicer, absolutely not. You can just eat the whole fruits, the whole vegetables. You don't need to choose on this lifestyle. But, always this big but it's nice because I feel really good consuming juices, and I know there are different opinions on juices, and some people say it's not natural, it's too highly processed and too much sugar if you drink fruit juice only, and if you drink green juice it's too much protein. And I don't care so much. I don't think so. I always listen to my body, and if I have juice, fresh juice in the morning, I actually feel really good. I feel hydrated, it is refreshing, and I like the taste. I like it more than having a big breakfast, for example, because I'm working out every single day, and if I work out I need to feel light. I don't want to have so much food in my stomach, you know, but I like to have a little something before I work out. So sometimes a whole watermelon or a big fruit meal is too much, just too much, because you have to digest it. I mean, it's super easy on digestion anyways if you eat raw food, and especially fruits, or especially high water content fruits like watermelon. It should be no problem, but with juices it's one step further, in my opinion. I think it's even more light on the stomach, and I feel just amazing working out on juice only. So, and that's why I use the juicer almost every day, and I also use it for shots. So for example, I do some ginger turmeric shots with lemon or lime, and recently I discovered the brain shot therapy from Anthony William, so Medical Medium, check it out. He recommends so many different shots you can make, and for every condition he has a shot. So for example, if you suffer from mold exposure, or I don't know, if you are sick, there is a specific shot for each problem. So check it out if you like it. I can also leave a link to his website in the description box, but I'm sure you're already familiar with it, or maybe not, so then check it out. And then I use my juicer for celery juice in the morning. So not only the fruit juice which I drink in the morning, but also my celery juice. I drink every morning at least 60 ounces, sometimes more. So I don't know, I think, I'm not familiar with ounces, I think in milliliters. So I drink 600 milliliters. I don't know what this is in ounces, but you can find it out. And that's it for the juicing part. And of course, if I do some fast juice cleanses, sometimes I do 3 to 4 days juice cleanses here and there. And then I use my juicer, of course, for everything you can imagine, like carrots, beets, celery, lemon, lime, oranges, pineapple, melons. Everything goes through my juicer then. But again, it's not necessary. If you really want to start without anything, you can just eat fruits and vegetables. That's great. That's amazing, actually. So then the next tool is my dehydrator. And a dehydrator, again, is absolutely not necessary, and I don't use it so often, actually. So what I do is I dry my celery pulp from juicing. So I drink celery juice every single day, every morning, and then I have so much pulp and I don't want to throw it away. So what I do is I dry it in my dehydrator, and then once it's dried, like I told you, I will process it into celery salt in my Vitamix. So that's one thing I use my dehydrator for, and I also use it to make some nice, let's call it comfort foods or gourmet foods on a raw vegan diet. So for example, I make cauliflower rings, or I make cinnamon buns with bananas, dried bananas, or I try some mushrooms to put on my salad. I don't know, it's just whatever I have. Sometimes I have a lot of produce because it was on sale or something like this, and then I cannot eat it so quickly before it goes bad. So sometimes I have to try it so that it doesn't go bad. So sometimes if for example, last week I found some red bell peppers in my grocery store, they throw them all away. I found them in a garbage bin. So I saved them, and I had more than 10 to 12 bell peppers, and of course they were a little bit soft already. So I dehydrated them, and now I have tried bell peppers, which are great for salad dressings. So yeah, stuff like this goes into the dehydrator, but I don't make things like raw vegan pizza, or I don't know, some people make so crazy things. Everything, you can make everything in your dehydrator. Like, it's like an oven, just low temperature, you know. So you can make breads and buns and pizza and quiche and I don't know, everything. But that's too complicated for me. Like I told you, it's too complicated. It has to be simple. So that's the dehydrator thing. Then I have, my next tool is a spiralizer for zucchini noodles or in general vegetable noodles. And this tool is actually so convenient. I love it because you can make pasta in 1 minute. It's quicker than normal pasta if you would cook it. So you just spiralize a cucumber or more, or zucchini or carrots, and then just make a sauce in your Vitamix and then you have raw vegan pasta. So that's perfect. I love it. And then I also, the next tool, I have a julienne peeler. So this is similar to the spiralizer, but it makes even smaller strips. And what I like is that you can put them perfectly into nori sheets, for example, or into lettuce wraps, and then roll it up and cut it, and then it looks so beautiful if you have these little strips in there. But it's also perfect for raw vegan pasta as well, and in salads if you want to make really nice thin strips from any vegetables. A julienne peeler is really nice to have, and this one is so cheap. You can find it everywhere online, or even in some grocery stores they offer it, at least in Germany. And I think my julienne peeler cost me like €7. I don't know, it's really cheap. Look for it, you can find it almost everywhere, and it's cheap and so convenient. Okay, so then my next tool is a good knife. So if you can invest into a good knife, it will save you so much work, and it makes everything easier because you have to cut a lot. Let's be honest, you have to cut your fruits, you have to cut your veggies, and you need a good knife, that's for sure. Then I also have glass jars, and what I do with my glass jars is I store my dressings in there. Sometimes I prepare really big batches of dressings, salad dressings or dips and sauces, and then I just store them in my glass jars, and then it's super easy and convenient waiting for me in the fridge for the whole week. It lasts a few days, so it's really nice to have some really good glass jars with a tight lid. And yeah, and I also use my glass jars for juicing. So if I prepare juice, sometimes I freeze it, like I told you, and then it's nice to have some good glass jars. And I think that's it already. Let me think. Yes, you don't need any pans, or you don't have to cook, so it's pretty easy. It's really easy, and that's what I love on the raw vegan diet, that everything is so easy, so simple. You don't have to clean fatty pans, you don't have to make the dishes which are all nasty, and from cooking your whole kitchen is kind of dirty. No, it's just everything clean, ready in seconds, and good to go. So yeah, that's it. I really think I don't use more than that, and like I said from the beginning, you really don't need more than a knife and a cutting board. You don't even need a cutting board, so just a knife. Or you don't even need a knife, you can eat all the fruits with your hands, you know. Just, yeah, you need nothing to start a raw vegan diet. But if you want to have it like a little bit more fancy, and yeah, for some people they crave their old foods, let's say. So if you crave pasta or if you crave a pizza, then of course it's nice to have a dehydrator and a julienne peeler and Vitamix and all of that. But you actually don't need it. Just eat fruits and veggies. That's what it's all about. And I think that's a good message to end this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and also let me know what equipment are you using currently and what do you recommend, because I am actually thinking about buying the Nama juicer. I don't know, it's kind of a great investment, but the thing is you can just throw in your vegetables or fruits and then walk away and it will do the job. So you don't have to stand there and press it through all the time, which is the case with my juicer. So I love it. I love my juicer. I have the Omega, but the Nama would be nice. Let me know. Should I buy the Nama juicer? I'm not sure. I have to think some more weeks. I'm already thinking about it. It's like, I think like 4 weeks or so. I'm always, should I buy it or should I not? Yeah, I don't know, maybe. And yeah, that's the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching, and then I see you in my next video. So much love and peace out. Bye guys.